In the heart of Nigeria, where the sun dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with hues of crimson and gold, there existed a small village called Alife. It was a place of ancient traditions, where the air was sweet with the scent of frankincense and the sound of drums echoed through the streets. In this village, there lived a young boy named Ode. He was a curious and adventurous boy, with eyes that sparkled like the stars on a clear night. Ode lived with his grandfather, a revered Babalawo named Baba Aife, who was known throughout the land for his wisdom and knowledge of the ancient arts. Baba Aife was a priest of the Yoruba Orishas, the deities who governed the forces of nature and guided the destinies of men. He spent most of his days studying the ancient scriptures, performing rituals, and offering sacrifices to the gods. Ode would often watch him with fascination, eager to learn the secrets of the Orishas. One day, Baba Aife called Ode to his chambers, a small room filled with strange artifacts and mysterious objects. The air was thick with the scent of sandalwood and myrrh. "Ode, my son," Baba Aife said, his voice low and gravelly. "I have taught you much about the ways of the Orishas, but there is one secret that I have kept hidden from you. A secret that only a select few have ever known." Ade's eyes widened with excitement as Baba Aife handed him a small, leather-bound book. "This is the Chronicle of the Orishas," Baba Aife said. "It contains the stories of the gods, their struggles and triumphs, and the secrets of their power. But be warned, Ode, this knowledge comes with a great responsibility. You must use it wisely." Ode took the book, feeling a surge of energy run through his veins. He spent the rest of the day reading the Chronicle, devouring the stories of the Orishas like a hungry lion. He read about Olodumare, the supreme god who created the universe and all living things. He read about Oloran, the god of the sky, who brought forth the sun and the moon. He read about Oya, the goddess of the wind, who could summon the storms and calm the tempest. As Ode read, he began to realize the true power of the Orishas. He saw how they had shaped the world, how they had guided the destinies of men, and how they had maintained the balance of nature. But as he delved deeper into the Chronicle, Ode began to notice something strange. The stories of the Orishas seemed to be more than just myths and legends. They seemed to be connected to the world around him, to the people and the events that shaped his life. Ode began to see the Orishas everywhere, in the trees and the rivers, in the animals and the people. He saw how they had woven themselves into the fabric of reality, how they had become an integral part of the world. And then, one night, Ode had a vision. He saw himself standing in a vast, open plain, surrounded by the Orishas. They were gathered around him, their eyes shining like stars in the darkness. Olodumare spoke to him, his voice like thunder in the distance.
"Ode, you have been chosen to fulfill an important task. The balance of nature is at risk, and only you can restore it."
Ode was taken aback, but he knew that he had to accept the challenge. He spent the next few days preparing himself, studying the Chronicle and seeking guidance from Baba Aife. Finally, the day arrived when Ode was ready to embark on his quest. He set out into the unknown, armed with nothing but his courage and his knowledge of the Orishas. He traveled through forests and mountains, across rivers and deserts. He encountered strange creatures and fierce enemies, but he persevered, using his wits and his cunning to overcome every obstacle. And then, after many days of traveling, Ode came to a great temple, hidden deep in the heart of a dense forest. The temple was guarded by a fearsome creature, a giant spider with eyes that glowed like embers. Ode knew that this was the final test, the last obstacle that stood between him and his goal. He stilled himself, took a deep breath, and began to recite the prayers of the Orishas. The spider was taken aback, its eyes flashing with surprise. And then, to Ade's amazement, it began to transform. Its body began to shift and change, its legs shortening and its eyes losing their glow. As Ode watched, the spider transformed into a beautiful woman, with skin as black as coal and hair as bright as gold. The woman smiled at Ode, her eyes sparkling with warmth. "Thank you, young one," she said. "You have freed me from a curse that has bound me for centuries." Ode was amazed. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am Oshun, the goddess of love and beauty," the woman replied. "I was cursed by a rival god, who sought to punish me for my kindness. But you, Ode, have broken the curse with your knowledge of the Orishas. Ode felt a surge of pride and gratitude. He had never imagined that he would meet a goddess, let alone free her from a curse. Ocean placed a hand on Ode's shoulder. "You have done me a great service, Ode," she said. "As a reward, I will grant you one wish." Ode thought for a moment. He could wish for wealth, power, or fame, but something deeper stirred within him. "I wish for the power to heal anyone or sickness," Ode said finally. "I want to help my people and bring them comfort." Ocean smiled, her eyes shining with approval. "Your wish is granted, Ode," she said. "From this day forward, you will have the power to heal with a touch of your hand." And with that, Ocean vanished, leaving Ode to ponder the weight of his newfound power. As Ode made his way back to his village, he felt a sense of purpose that he had never felt before. He knew that he had been given a great gift, and he was determined to use it to make a difference in the world. But little did Ode know, his newfound power had not gone unnoticed. A dark force, one that had been lurking in the shadows for centuries, had taken notice of its abilities. And it would stop at nothing to claim that power for itself.